Today, we continue our series on climate change. Keith Kosinski is on a journey to discover how even small changes can have a huge impact over the years and for many generations to come.
The Arctic, the top of the world, home to the North Pole, where only the most daring have gone, and toughest call home. But this ice world is changing.
This region is at that critical threshold of balancing between frozen and unfrozen. The entire environment changes.
The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the world. And like a domino effect, it can create other changes that will impact the entire planet.
No one can know for sure what's going to happen, but all the models are suggesting that our world is going to be a different place.
We wanted to see what was happening firsthand, so we began our journey north, from the CH1 studios in the Big Apple to the Canadian capital, Ottawa. There we met up with over 100 high school and college students, plus dozens of climate experts and scientists from around the world, all part of the annual Students on Ice Journey to the Arctic.
All right, here we go.
We then jetted northeast, over 1,700 miles, from Ottawa to Greenland.
As we're getting ready to land here in Greenland, I'm looking out the window and the landscape just looks like something from a different planet.
During the summer, much of the ice in this area disappears.
We've arrived in Greenland!
So once we land, we begin a hunt for ice that's existed for thousands of years.
This is the Greenland ice sheet. It covers most of Greenland, and it's one of the biggest ice sheets in the world. It is also ground zero when it comes to climate change. In the case this ice sheet were to completely melt, it could raise sea levels by more than 20 feet worldwide.
Ice sheets are enormous, growing over thousands of years as layers of snow pile up into thick masses. The Greenland ice sheet is more than 650,000 square miles, 3 times the size of Texas. Only the Antarctic ice sheet is bigger, 8 times larger. Combined, they hold 99% of the world's freshwater ice. But measurements show the Greenland ice sheet is shrinking, and shrinking ice means rising sea levels.
Worldwide, it implies that areas with massive populations along coastal regions will have to relocate perhaps to other countries. So, there could potentially be major conflict.
It's not likely all of the ice is going to go away anytime soon, but the question is, as it melts, how much of it's going to spill into the oceans? Over the last century, sea levels have gone up by 8 inches. And studies project sea levels to rise another 1 to 6 feet by the year 2100.
So it's actually some meltwater right there from this iceberg. I know it might be on a small scale, but that's what's contributing to sea level rise right there.
That's because scientists say there's a good chance this iceberg came from a glacier. They can break off into the ocean and cause water to rise. We then arrive at Surmullik National Park. From above, you can see the edge of the Surmullik Glacier. And here's where it used to be 50 years ago, over a mile of retreat.
This is a point where the glacier actually existed only a few years ago. Right now, this glacier is losing significantly more volume of ice than it's gaining. Most glaciers throughout the world are in a state of retreat. They're unhealthy, they're getting thinner, they're getting shorter.
It's not just the ice melting and flowing into the ocean that changes the climate. This newly exposed bare soil and rock suck up more heat and make things even warmer. And as sea ice melts, the oceans warm even further, because the ice reflects the sun's hot rays back into space, like a natural deflector shield. Without it, the ocean absorbs more heat and carbon dioxide. Over the last 9 years, sea ice has dwindled to record lows each summer.
We actually have examples of a large number of forms of life that existed before couldn't live anymore.
As more freshwater melts into ocean water, it can change ocean currents, which then changes the climate and weather patterns.
When you have these huge meltwater fluxes into the North Atlantic, you can change ocean circulation, you can make certain areas of the North Europe colder.
So it's something to keep an eye on right now.
Yeah.
It's why so many scientists are focused on the ice at the top and bottom of our world, because all this melting ice is causing a snowball effect, speeding up the Earth's warming, changing the climate, which affects wildlife, and of course, humans.
We're seeing increased levels of typhoons and hurricanes. We're seeing drought conditions. We're seeing things are changing.
There'll be a lot of questions for civilization. If there isn't something put in place to be able to help people adapt, then yeah, there'll be crises, human crises, yeah.
Tomorrow, we check out how one group of students is working hard to avoid crisis. Keith Kosinski, Channel 1 News.
Looking forward to seeing that. And guys, we also have some really cool behind the scenes video of Keith chasing down polar bears.
We're closing in on a bear right now, and you can see the head popping out of the water.
And if you want to find out how that ends, just head to channel1.com. All right, guys, after the break, a viral video that's helping a teen meet his goals.